Today we speak about the topic of uncertainty, which is something I already spoke about, but it's something that takes basically the highest percentage of our daily time and space of our mind. So what is certain, what is uncertain, what is normal, what is not normal, which was a term that was very much in the, let's say, in the trend during the pandemic, where everyone was saying, oh, we hope to be back to normal soon. And then I was always replying, but probably normal was the problem, probably normality was the problem. So that we received this challenge from the forces of the universe, without going back to that conversation. And the concept of certainty is connected, of course, with the huge fear that our mind has, and that then create blockages in our ways of facing situations, when we lack of courage and we don't do something unless things are aligned with the planets, unless things are certain, which means that they theoretically should go according to our expectations. And when this doesn't happen, we are disappointed, we are sad, we think that it was bad luck, we think that we did something wrong. But actually, the only thing that we can do is just relax, stand back. After having arranged all our possible skills, so having done our best for things to go towards a certain and hopefully expected result. In between my preparation, my skills, my inner calmness, that we could also define a sort of preparation strategy. It means that I need to go for a journey. I need to sail the ocean. Of course, I wouldn't go without the proper preparation, without the proper boat, without checking the weather forecast condition. But after having spent, it can be a huge amount of time, that can be years, it can be months, to go on such an adventure. Then between this moment and what happens when I decide to start the journey and my theoretically arrival to the destination that I have decided is absolutely uncertain. This is something that I cannot know. How the streams of the ocean will behave, how the winds will behave, how my boat will react when there are challenging conditions, how my inner abilities will be, my inner calmness will be to face a challenge if it comes, because not necessarily it's supposed to come. There are millions of things that I cannot control. So getting worried about the fact of not doing something unless I'm 100% sure it's going to be aligned with the result I want, it's really wasting a huge amount of time and energy, because things will never be in the way we expect. Sometimes they will be worse, sometimes they will be better. So how many times, for example, there has been an unpleasant happening in our life, and that has opened doors that we were not even thinking about. So this element of this, the unknown, I think in a kind of way it's also fascinating, because it's really, otherwise things would be boring. Otherwise, they would just go in the exact way that we expect, and there wouldn't be any adventure in life. We would just simply follow a pre-decided path, something that has already been written by someone else or pre-thought by us. While instead, this fact that if I decide to go right, if I decide to go left, it could open up to millions of possible situations in life, can create also an open amount of endless possibilities. And then, of course, by looking backwards on a situation where we always tend to say, but if it was me 20 years ago, I would have reacted in a different way. Of course, but my mind, my situations, my way of thinking 20 years ago was experience. So the experience I got, my decisions I decided to make 20 years ago, they were perfectly aligned with my way of being at that time. So there was nothing wrong in my decision. This is how I gained the experience today. And my decisions today will be, of course, different from the decision of myself in 10 years, if I manage to live 10 years, because also that one, our concept, our expectations of living a long life, it's not even an expectations, because we say, according to the statistics, the expectations of life is, I don't even know how far it's the average today, because of course it depends where we live, in which country, which city, our age, if we are male, female, according to our lifestyle, so millions of conditions for which then, of course, a computer could determine a statistic, for which approximately we could live around that certain age. Then I go out of the door, I cross the road, and bang, there is a car coming and there is an accident. All the statistics basically disappear. But we have this sort of, and then of course there would be people commenting, oh, but she was so young, she should have not died so young. Well, if something happens, it's simply because it was possible to happen. The conditions were possible for this to happen. Again, we live our life constantly thinking about before and about after. Well, instead, the opportunity, and what I'm saying is very much not just shamanically, probably more Buddhist and applied to just life philosophy, because we spend our life totally in this string and pulled backward and pulled forward, and we know that they always say we need to live in the moment, we need to be present in the moment, but also just simply that. Considering that if I live in the moment, and I always have this massive faith that whatever happens, I'll do my best. I plan, I have goals, I have dreams. This absolutely is essential and vital and have to be done. And then I'll put 100% of myself on it. Again, another essential element. Then I just step back, I just kind of relax, and I say, if things go according to my plans, amazing. If not, I'm confident in myself that I have the inner calmness and inner wisdom and inner skills to face whatever comes. It means when there is the problem, if there is the problem, I'll face it. I'll find the solutions instead of just getting worried before. And what if this happened? And if that happened? And so basically, I simply don't do anything unless I feel that all the conditions in front of me are reliable and certain from my mind point of view, and I feel that I can take the risk. But there is no risk. When things, and still, even if 9 over 10 things are aligned, there still exists one possibility that can make everything not happen. So basically, it's living in the certainty of the uncertainty, meaning that if a person is asking, will you do that? Will you leave tomorrow? Will you take a train tomorrow? Theoretically, yes. Then between now and my taking the train tomorrow, millions of things can happen. So this is not in my power. This is not for me to control. So having that faith in ourselves and having that faith in the universe, and that is also shamanically, having this faith in the spirits of the events, that my allies will support me in whatever situation, whatever challenge I need to face. I will have the ability to come out of that situation. I will have the ability to find the solutions, if there is no solution, find a way just of accept that that situation is exactly in the way it is, and it could have not been anything different. So something, of course, that we can do every day in our practice of meditation is not just sitting cross legs, because meditation or doing karma yoga is also something that can be done when we are cleaning our home, when we are putting our home in order, when we are eating, when we are interacting with other people. It's simply creating that habit. And also by the fact, for example, if when there is a question and people are asking us, will you do that? And by the time we start answering, theoretically, yes. In our case, it creates that sort of mind's perspective to be open to every possibility. Of course, in the person asking the questions create a doubt, because then the person will start asking, why do you say theoretically? Does it mean that there is a possibility that this might not happen? I don't know. Who knows? But then, of course, you see the person receiving the answer and the person providing the answers. It's always a matter of perspective, of interpreting the same sentence. And this is, again, is related to the mind expectations, to what our mind wants to see. So just as an exercise that I'm asking you to do for the day you're listening to this video today, by the time a person is asking you the first opportunity, are you planning to do this or will you do that? And you start replying, theoretically yes or theoretically no. And just doing that for 1, 2, 3 times. See the reactions of other people, which 100% will ask why, what's happening, why are you not sure? And see instead the reaction inside yourself. What is this creating? How do you feel? Does it give an extra sense of breathing? Does it give an extra sense of I'm open to all the opportunities? Just try this experiment and let me know in the comments what's happening.